And there we go. We are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Take a seat and get comfortable. Hope you're having an absolutely, excuse me, fantastic day today. It's great to see you all. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out one of my favorite bands, Worm Shepherd, and we're going to be checking out their brand new song called Chalice Ov Rebirth, OV, keeping it very cool. A lot of black and deathcore bands are doing that. I really dig it. So, first things first, this song was released on the 16th of November, and it is now the 6th of December, so it's quite unusual for me to be this late to the party when it comes to Worm Shepherd. If you guys follow me on Instagram, and you should follow me on Instagram because I put a lot of stuff up there that I don't necessarily turn into reaction videos. I do a lot of shout outs and stuff. The RDG promotions, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Actually, I do a lot of cool shit there. Yeah, and if you don't happen to live in the UK, then Scotland especially got hit by a really, really bad storm, a bunch of destruction, blah 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 blah, all that type of shit. So I've not been. I've taken, I think, but it's been over a week, just to make sure, you know, the house doesn't blow away and all that type of shit, and the kids were off school because of various different things, so I didn't have enough time to do blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. Newborn baby, not sleeping particularly well, health, so on and so forth. So I just thought I would acknowledge that, because whenever I knew Worm Shepherd, like if I've got songs, there are some bands that jump the queue for me. Like if I've got a list of like 40 songs like to do reaction videos to. Like there's more stuff coming out than I can actually feasibly do, unless I just live streamed reaction videos all fucking day, and I'm not obviously willing to do that. But there are some bands that jump the queue. Basically, I'm not going to wait I'm not going to wait months and months to check out, you know, the new Worm Shepherd track or something like that. So anyway. Worm Shepherd have been on an absolute tear recently. Their Chasm Dweller, Of Sword and Nail, and Ritual Hymns all absolutely slap. They've all got nice, unique characteristics to every single one of them. Chasm Dweller has some clean vocals in it, really fucking good clean vocals as well. Devin just kind of pulling away from the competition in terms of not only being one of the most distinctive vocalists, but also one of the most varied vocalists as well. That guy can make all kinds of sounds. It's quite terrifying. Ritual Hymns was, I believe Ritual Hymns was it. Yeah, that one had a completely out of the blue brick shit heavy breakdown, which really came out of nowhere. There was no warning that was gonna happen. So still keeping it very core. And Of Sword and Nail, I believe, had a really, really filthy bass line to start the track off, if I remember correctly. I think that's the one. But yeah, so they've all got the different characteristics. So, yeah, that brings us on to the present day. So yeah, Chalice Ov Rebirth. Let's get the headphones on and let's get this shit going, my dudes. Worm Shepherd, Chalice Ov Rebirth. Okay. Fuck knows what we're gonna get here. But all I know is I cannot wait to hear it. Okay. Okay, yeah, definitely crank that up to 100. Okay. Worm Shepherd, Chalice Ov Rebirth. Let's make sure it's not on 4K. I don't want to melt my processor. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. so fucking loving this. They're embracing much kind of steadier tempos now, letting everything breathe a little bit. It's a new thing they're chucking into their game. I love it. I love it. Oof. Ooh, what we got? What we got? Let's see it. Another day. Another fucking awesome Worm Shepherd track. Okay. Worm Shepherd, Chalice of Rebirth. So, first of all, I fucking loved that lyric video. Not only was the writing really cool, it kind of had a... I mean, obviously it was handwritten, but it had a kind of, like, you would see that on, like, a scroll, you know, like a scroll that you would, like, open up like that, you know, like you would be, you know, they're reading, like, an incantation off or something. It had, like, it had a really kind of, I can't quite describe what it was. It was just really, really good. And the animation, animation characters, whatever it was, in the background were really cool. It actually gave me a very, very strong. There was a game called Darkest Dungeon. The style and how they moved and just the overall look of them really, really, really reminded me of Darkest Dungeon. Oh, if you hold on a second, actually, no, that's going to play an advert, but the guy with the crown with, like, the bones or the sticks over his face, that actually really reminds me of a boss from, I think he's called the Collector from Darkest Dungeon. So that was really, really cool. There's a lot of lyric videos out there. There's a lot of visualizers, you know. So it's important to stand out, and that one really, really did. So 10 out of 10 for that. That was fucking tight. Okay, so that was one of their most varied tracks. There was a really, really nice tremolo picking section, really, really fast tremolo picking section as well, which kind of which had those very, very strong black and look at this, look at the state of this, look at the state of this, my man butt, look at that shit, fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I say this on every single track, but the black metal vibes of this band are so strong. That tremolo picking part in particular just kind of conjured up some very, very, I think I've said this a million times as well, but kind of like awe-inspiring but quite bleak, desperate vibes. Black metal manages to do those two things, you know, particularly well if you channel the energy right, and these guys are definitely channeling that energy correctly. Love the tremolo picking section. The background sound effects, I think there was a little bit of like choir violin stuff in there, but there was also a lot of kind of like chanty style like vocals as well. They were really, really cool. I like the way that they weaved that in with a breakdown at the end of the track as well. And that breakdown was heavy. Like that was really, really heavy. It kind of had a lurching, a very, very typical lurching deathcore vibe to it, with the kind of like it just keeps getting lower and lower. Very, very, very cool. But with the atmospherics going on in the background, a really, really strong way to end the song. I love the fast section. I love the fast bits. It had a more death metal vibe to it. This track, I felt, maybe that's just a one cup of coffee talking. Maybe maybe I need to get some more coffee in my system. But I felt that there was a lot more mid-paced kind of like, or like musician over here, right? It sounded a lot more brutal death metal than their other stuff did. Like it still had the black metal vibes and atmospherics and stuff, but a lot of the riffs, a lot of the kind of pace of it, the chunkiness of it, the kind of there was a lot of space in between the instruments. It was less frantic than some of their other tracks are, and frantic in the best way possible. Yeah, it had much more death metal vibes to it. It just had a much kind of that intro guitar, that intro just was just the guitar tone and how it was played. It was just could barely fit on the screen, if that makes sense. It just had this fucking absolutely vast sound to it. Devon's vocals are ridiculous, as per usual. They're always ridiculous. I mean, the guy can just make it. Just every time I hear new vocals by a new track with Devon on it, I'm just blown away. And I'm even more blown away by the fact how fucking young this guy is. He is like 20, 21, 22 years old, something like that. I'm legitimately like 13 years older than this dude. You know what I mean? And he's so fucking talented. It's crazy. The drumming, the drumming was really great. Again, the drummer, he's like fucking 18 years old. He just graduated high school or something. It's just fucking ridiculous. Not only are the fast sections really good. I really like the how he does his blast beats. I think there's a few gravity blasts in there as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But even the slower stuff, even the more kind of like deliberate kind of, I don't want to say plodding, but that's the wrong word. But yeah, I guess more deliberate, more kind of like mid-paced. Even that drumming is really, really good. It's just like super, super well played, and all held together by like an absolutely amazing production job as well. Like everything is just as loud as it should be. Everything complements everything else. Whenever I'm listening to Worm Shepherd, I never have to strain my ears to there's some songs, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but there's some black and deathcore bands where you can only just hear the ambience going on, or you can only, the vocals get a little bit drowned out by the drum, or sometimes the snare's too loud, so on and so forth. But that's never a problem with these guys. You can hear everything just as much as you need to hear it, basically. It never sounds jumbled. This is typical of Worm Shepherd. These guys are on a roll. They're on an absolute tear recently. It's some, again, not going to throw anyone under the bus, but sometimes a band will release like a single, a really good single, and then maybe two singles that are kind of good, but maybe not that could possibly be called filler tracks that are going to be on the album. They can, there's some, they can release some tracks that are like, okay, that's cool, but it's kind of more just like, you kind of feel like it's just, they just want to release something to keep everyone interested until the album drops. Not the deal with these guys. Not only are all the songs are distinctive, but they're all not distinctive in just like a gimmicky way. Distinctive in like a really well written, really well well played, interesting music. These guys are just they have hit their stride, and they just can't seem to miss at the moment. And Yeah, I've been. I've been a fan. I've been following Worm Shepherd since it was just Devon and the songwriter. As far as I'm aware, it was just Devon to Embers. Frozen Lake, I believe, was it? I think it was the Frozen Lake, or it was either Ragnarok. I can't remember exactly what the first one was, but I did a shout out video for it, like all the way back. Yeah, seeing these guys go from strength to strength and getting, you know, signed to, you know, a major label like Unique Leader Records is just fucking awesome. They absolutely deserve it. But yeah, to sum up, it was heavy, it was fast, it was creepy, it was awe-inspiring, it was well played, it was well produced, it was nice and varied, it did lots of different things. Business as usual for Worm Shepherd. Absolutely fucking fantastic. So, as per usual, guys, links to Worm Shepherd's social medias, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, link to the actual, link to the fucking, I say again, really, really cool lyric video that we just watched, will all be down below. Please, 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 with cherries on top, once this video is finished, scroll down, click on every single one of the links, where there's an option to, well, obviously like the video, share it, turn on the bell for notifications, go follow them on Instagram, go follow them on Facebook, go subscribe to their YouTube channel, like everything they've done, maybe order a vinyl, order a t-shirt, order a physical copy of the CD if you can, if you're lucky enough to have disposable income, which I know is kind of a big ask during these crazy COVID times, but if you can, support these guys, because we definitely want to encourage them to continue making ridiculous music like this for as long as they can. So, one more time. Worm Shepherd, Chalice of Rebirth, absolutely slaps. Go check it out. Take care of yourselves. Love you all very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.